often get angry. Someone says something mean to me or challenging, 99% of the time, I will just sob. But I recently had an interaction that made me furious. So whenever I don't know how to process an emotion, I film myself screaming. I especially don't like complaining about like customer service did this to me. Whatever, dude. You know what? Roll me over with a truck. Just let me do whatever I want. You know what I mean? An elderly waitress gives me side eye. Like, honestly, go ahead. I get it. I would hate me too. I'm just trying to go about my life doing whatever I want with the least resistance possible. Strangers on the street hate me. Like, I welcome it. No, that's not true. I don't welcome it at all. I desperately crave being liked, but recently I went to Los Angeles, California. It's my second time visiting Los Angeles, California. When I go to Los Angeles, California, I stay in Airbnbs. Here's the reason why I don't like complaining about like customer service, anything of the sort, because just the fact that I'm able to stay in an Airbnb will never not be cool to me. I used to exist on very little money. And so just the fact that I am able to go anywhere and do anything ever is a joy and a gift, and I don't want to whine about that at all. Anywho, I stayed at an Airbnb for 15 days in Echo Park, California. If you know anything about this location, it's a place where the weirdos congregate, which is why I chose to stay in this area. The first time I stayed in Los Angeles, I stayed in Hollywood, and it was very fancy, and I did not belong. So I went to the place that reminded me most of Montreal, aka the weirdest place. And that's where I chose to stay. And I chose to stay in a 50s cottage or something. Just artsy nonsense. Because this is where I figure I would fit in the most. So I get to this place. There were curtains on a skylight that wasn't pictured in the pictures on the site. And the oven was hot, and I was afraid a fire was going to start. So I emailed the guy, the host. And I say, hey, Willy boy, I'm not anti-authority in the least. So whenever I'm interacting with anyone who could slightly be an authority figure towards me, I'm a little bitch, a pathetic little suck-up bitch. So I take on my role as the pathetic suck-up little bitch. I'm just like, I'm just wondering, is it possible that I can take these curtains down just because I just like natural light? I was just wondering, is the oven supposed to be hot? Because, you know what I mean, like, very that. He immediately responds and says that 5-star reviews are very important to him. And it seems like I don't like the place. If I want to find another place to stay, he'll refund me all the money right away. I was like, okay. That was an extreme reaction, just asking about some curtains. But, didn't know I had to placate this grown man's ego about the cottage that he Airbnbs. But I placated that ego, you know, we've all done it. Stroke the grown man's ego. Oh no, it's a very beautiful place. I'm so happy with it. I just wanted to ask those 2 questions, which apparently was against the law. As I stayed at the place is cute, dude. The place is cute. You know, I unpack, I put my boas over the TV because it's also too modern. I'm gonna be honest, anything modern, I can't bear to see the site. Put my endless multicolor robes on the hooks for hanging clothes. You know, everything's cute. I'm very clean. I'm a very tidy lady, okay? I make my bed every day. You know, I don't like things at a place. Everything has a place. I get my granola bars, a Lara bar, if you will, you know, peanut butter flavored, lesbian fuel, if you will. Within the first day, the lamp, which was the main light source in the place, wasn't working. When things are dark, this is just a side note, when things are dark in a space, it makes me feel like I'm dreaming, and it fucking scares me. Because in my dreams, the tell that I'm dreaming is I try to turn a light on and it won't turn on. So anytime that a light won't turn on in real life, I feel like I'm dreaming. I get weirded out. It's a weird vibe. You know what I mean? Like instantly you're like, what is real? You know what I mean? Like, you don't know if you're in a dream anymore. It's the worst feeling in the world. So I kindly and calmly texted Willy boy, host man, and I was like, the lamp, is there a trick to make it work? Cause I'm like, maybe, I don't know, I'm stupid. Maybe I'm turning the wrong knobs. And he's like, no, can you turn this knob? And that's not his voice. You turn this knob. And I'm like, okay, it's still not working, Willy boy. Willy boy comes the next day. It's not working, that outlet. Apparently that outlet's broken. Luckily, I bought a surge protector power bar the day before just because I'm a prepared bitch. You know what I mean? Like, I went to Girl Guides. I don't remember a lot about most things, but I remember that being prepared is cool. When I went to Target, when I got my granola bars, when I got my lesbian fuel, when I got extra hangers and 2 2 fans because I have to sleep with air blowing on me or in order to fall asleep, or else I feel like I'm suffocating because I'm crazy. In this hall, if you will, I got a surge protector because you never know. So he used the surge protector. He was like, oh, this is so handy, great. And he uses it and the lamp works fine. 2 days later, the lamp stops working completely. And it's not the outlet anymore because blah, blah, blah. He has to come back. He's like, oh, I'm so sorry about the problems. I'm like, no, it's okay. He also has to fix the thing that you hang clothes on keeps falling off the wall. So he has to come and fix that as well and replace the lamp. And he's like, I'm so sorry about this. I'm like, oh no, it's fine. And while he was there, I was trying to be polite. You know, I was trying to like not play things, you know, not watch the YouTube drama videos. Like I paused them so he wouldn't know. And I'm just like putting on my makeup quietly and calmly. I'm trying to keep him his space. To not like hover over him like a weird. I'm just sitting at the vanity doing my makeup quietly like a nice little girl. Any slight authority figure, I will be a pathetic little bitch towards. You know, like not like a whiny bitch, like a little bitch boy. You know what I mean? Like, oh yes sir, okay sir. Like that's just who I am. I'm not proud of it. I wish I was cool and I wish I was like, absolutely not. You know, like I know my rights, you know, that's just not me. That's really not. I'm a pathetic little bitch boy. Anyways, also a poisonous spider, pretty positive it was a black widow, climbed out of the faucet. And I had to murder it myself with my bare hands. That's neither here nor there. At some point, I accidentally dropped a plate because here's the thing, I'm super clumsy. When I was a kid, every family dinner, my brother would play this evil game where I would inevitably drop or spill multiple things at multiple points. And he would play this game where he would just count it silently like an evil Severus Snape. That happens by accident. He looks me in the eye and he just goes, what I'm trying to say is I was born clumsy and stupid. You know what I mean? I just don't know I don't understand how to move my body. I knock over things every time I walk somewhere. You know what I mean? I'm always in the way of people. I meet someone for the first time and I drop water all over their new iPhone. It's every single time. Anyways, I accidentally dropped a plate and I smashed it. And there was no broom provided. So honestly, it was super hard to clean up, but I did it. Honestly, the fact that I didn't break more things is impressive. I don't drink. I don't party. Alexis Giselle and Amy Ordman, those were the only friends I had over once at a very reasonable hour. And all we did was eat candy for a short amount of time. And then we went to a vegan restaurant and didn't order enough food, in my opinion. Then, you know, I leave, everything's fine. I clean up the place. I left some things behind. I went to Trisha Paytas's birthday party, and at Trisha Paytas's birthday party, she gave away glitter bitch boxes, and it was the coolest moment of my life. What? I went to Mastro's restaurant and had a gift box and Trisha Paytas's face was inside it. Everything is weird. What reality are we living in? I don't know. Where am I? Anyways, I couldn't fit everything from Trisha Paytas's iconic glitter bitch box into my suitcase. I just couldn't. And some of the liquids, it was too much liquids and I couldn't, I do everything carry on. You know what I mean? So I took the items that I could fit and the most treasured ones, and then the rest of the box that I couldn't fit, I left there. Instead of throwing it, I could have just thrown it out. I didn't want to throw it out because I paid a cleaning fee and I knew that there was gonna be cleaning people coming. So I left it thinking that the cleaners might enjoy the coolest gifts in the world. I also left behind water bottles and I left behind Gucci bags. And if I could have fit Gucci boxes and bags into my suitcase, you better believe I would have brought that home. And then I would spread out the Gucci boxes like sporadically. One friend gets a Gucci box, second friend gets a Gucci box, my mom for Christmas gets a Gucci box. Nothing inside would actually be Gucci. You know, I'd give them their normal present of like one single candy bar, but it would be in a Gucci box and they would be so impressed. But alas, obviously I can't fit that much stuff, okay? My suitcase is packed full of robes to the point where it's literally exploding. So I left behind the Gucci boxes. I again could have thrown them out, but first of all, I wanted to brag that I had been inside a Gucci store to someone. Second of all, if I was the cleaner people, I would have taken those home. That's cool. Sorry, you know, I'm like poor and impressed by a box. Anyways, when I got home, Willy Boy host man messaged me and said, we're missing a plate. Did you see what happened? And I said, oh, I'm sorry, it broke. And then he didn't respond. That's me being naive because 100%, because my plates, I all got them from Salvation Army and they were literally 25 cents and none of them match. So I assume that plates just don't matter. And that's how I was raised, is place don't matter. You smash something, everyone's like, yeah. The only time that I get in trouble is when I don't clean it up properly, and then like my little nieces and nephews cut their feet open on the shards. Even then, I'll be honest, I don't even get in trouble for that. It's just my one brother, my one evil brother who counts all the mistakes I make. He'll look at me and he'll go. Anyways, then you know, Airbnb, they have a system, right? You write a review for a review, but you're not able to see the other person's review until you've both written them. You know, it's this kind of scary, like chicken Russian roulette moment. You know what I mean? Now, there were some issues with the place, you know, electrical problems with lamps and such, and things falling off of the wall. A poisonous black widow spider tried to murder me. All of these things, in my opinion, were outside this guy's control, right? You can't control electrical, obviously. Like the skylight thing, there weren't curtains in the pictures, but you know, he was like, oh, it gets really hot, that's why there's curtains. So you know what? I would never, even if it was a horrible experience, I would never leave a bad review, because I just don't want to, I don't want to cause negative ripples, genuinely. Like, not even in a nice way, like in a selfish way. Because apparently karma is real or something, and I just don't want that back on me. So, I'm just gonna say nice things no matter what, even if it's a lie. But it wasn't really a lie, it's just things happened outside of control. So it's just like, it was so nice, like it really felt like home the longer I stayed there, like it's pretty true to pictures. That was my only slight. I was like, it's pretty true to pictures, because there were certain things that were different, blah, blah, blah. He takes his time to write a review, and I get that feeling. I'm like, uh-oh. I talk to my friends, I'm like, he hasn't written the review yet. I'm scared. They're like, no, it's fine. People are lazy. They just take the time. 3 a.m. 2 nights ago. I get a little doodly-doo. William has written a review. I'm like, oh, what did you think about me? What did you think? Am I good girl? This is what Willie boy had to say about little Emilia. This guest was pleasant to a point, and did leave the unit with a couple of fans, though it already had an overhead fan and AC, and a surge protector, but I can't recommend her. Immediately after she checked in, she asked to remove permanently placed skylight curtains because she claimed the unit lacked light. When we went there to repair a broken lamp, which worked fine the day before she arrived and whose cord had been sliced open, a couple of days later, it was littered with stage costume items. Example, boas, gowns, with her sitting across from a mirror in bizarre makeup on at midday. It appeared she was webcamming, which is why she wanted more light. When she checked out, there was a real mess. Glitter all over the place and various strange articles consistent with performing. In addition, an expensive dinner plate was missing, and when asked about it, her response was, it broke. She also tore a hole in our front doormat, likely from some kind of high heel. Unless you are providing a performance space, I would avoid her. Okay, Willie boy, let me address some claims. He thinks I was webcamming. Now, to me, that's insinuating that he thinks I do sex work online. That is some kind of burlesque thing. That seems to me, what he was implying with the boas and the glitter and the performing. That to me felt like some coded language nonsense. I made one YouTube video there that was filmed outside in the backyard, the fenced in area, so you can't even tell where I am. He had to come to repair some things in the place, which is the only reason why he saw me in the first place. The only reason why he saw my clothes. And me sitting, that's the line that fucking pisses me off. I was trying to be polite and not get in his way, and I was just being nice and being like, oh, hi sir, like, thank you so much for fixing things, and just sitting down and doing my makeup. And when he came over, it's like, oh, I feel good. I'm showered, I'm fresh, like I have my lip liner on, like I'm like, oh, okay. And then so while he was there, I was just putting on eyeliner in the vanity. And he describes it like this sinister, creepy thing, just sitting across from a mirror in bizarre makeup in midday. Like, it's like, I was a little bitch boy. Like, the things that he based his review on, all of the things, are not based in reality at all. I never fight back, dude. I just let things lie. But I found out that when you don't get recommended by someone on Airbnb, future hosts, when you try to book, get a notification informing them that this possible guest hasn't been recommended previously. So this could affect my ability to travel in the future. I was intending on going to multiple places this year with Airbnb. I mean, it's obviously not the end of the world. I can get around it. You know, mom can book it for me and I'll give mom money. And thanks, mom. Or maybe the host will read the review and like realize that Willy Boy is an extreme square. That's what's frustrating, is that his, in my opinion, bias, because I look kind of weird, could affect my ability to keep traveling. But I'm like immediately contacting Airbnb. I call them, I email them, I tweet about it. I'm like, Airbnb, this guy was mean to me. Okay, so but Airbnb was speedy in their response, which, you know, hats off for timeliness. But they did. This is what they said. Upon further review with this, the host did not expressly violate any of our guidelines for the review. They did not say anything to endanger your security or private information. The content of the review was relative to the reservation itself. Additionally, the review by the host did not contain anything profane or vulgar as included in that content policy. In these types of issues, we are unable to remove reviews without a direct request from the author. So, you know, they were very nice, but they were like, nah. They said it didn't go against their policies. And I understand, like, it's not like the worst review. Like, he didn't say, like, anything outwardly bad. He made an assumption from what he saw when he met me, from the boas and the glitter. Oh, by the way, after Airbnb chose not to get rid of the review, I did message William because I was just so mad, and I'm really not used to being mad or like having the impulse to like say anything back to anyone ever, to be honest. But I still had this fury, so I messaged him. And honestly, right after I messaged him, I felt so much better. And this is what I said. I cannot believe the discriminatory review you left about me. It was not based on facts whatsoever. I left you an extremely kind review because I did not want to negatively affect you or your business because of issues beyond your control, such as the lamp breaking, which I had nothing to do with, in all caps. I am shocked by how close-minded you are simply because I dress differently. If I knew the plate would be such a big deal or that it was expensive, I would have offered to pay for it. I literally just dropped it by accident. I did absolutely nothing wrong in your space. Yes, I wear glitter sometimes, and I dropped some by the vanity and tried to clean it up the best I could, but there was no broom provided. Also, I left behind a gift box I received at an event because I couldn't fit in my luggage, so instead of throwing it away, I thought the cleaners might like it. The only other thing I left behind, other than the fans and power bar, which somehow you were annoyed by, which I just don't understand how or why, but all right, were Gucci bags and water bottles. Also, I simply asked if I could take down some curtains and then you said no, so I didn't. I can't believe someone who hosts people would be so judgmental and rude to someone who is so nice and polite towards you just because I look kind of different. You have now negatively affected my ability to continue to travel with Airbnb because future hosts will get a notification saying you have not recommended me. I hope you evolve and grow, William, for your own sake. Best of luck. I don't know if that deserved an arm up walk away, but and I might be blowing this way out of proportion. Look, here's the thing. I understand that I look weird. I understand that I look extremely clownish to most. I understand that I'm wearing peach shiny eyeshadow with a thin royal blue line and drag queen costume jewelry and a 25 ply boa. This is what I think looks good. This is what I think is pretty. And to anyone who had any doubts that I wear stuff like this all the time, well, you know what? That's thwarted, because obviously I am dealing with the repercussions. I understand that some people might be disturbed. I feel like most people won't care. And maybe that's me living in like a protective bubble, because people in my life, my family, my friends, the people in my city, the energy that I feel around me, no one cares. Why would I care what anyone else is wearing? What does that matter at all? And even if I was webcamming in this guy's place, even if I was a burlesque performer or a sexy webcammer, I don't know, maybe there are Airbnb policies against that, but to me, no, I've rented your space. Who gives a fuck? It makes me a little bit sad because, you know what, when William was coming over that day, I didn't second guess my boas. I didn't second guess my makeup. I didn't second guess my robes. I was like, oh, I look cute. I'm fresh. I'm happy that I'm presentable for when this host comes. The place is clean. Because I don't want to second guess. I don't think I should have to. It's clothing. And I understand people are gonna make snap judgments about people. Some people are gonna think I'm insane when they first look at me. That's okay, I kind of am. Some people are gonna think something's wrong with me. Some people are gonna think I'm undesirable, or I'm scary, or I'm silly, or I'm a clown, or I'm a witch. Or, you know, I find most people aren't gonna think anything at all, because who gives a fuck about someone else's outfit? But I'm not going to tone myself down, or mute myself, or make myself smaller, or take up less space because there are some Williams who find it threatening for whatever reason. And if I am not able to travel with Airbnb anymore, that's a bit of a bummer, because, you know, I love being lazy. And it's like boop, 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 bing bong. But if not, then you know what? Guess what, mom and pop Airbnbs near the giant redwood forest? Hey, howdy, hey, Emilia's coming to town. This isn't my issue. This mind frame that Willy Boy has is his own thing to deal with. That's going to negatively affect him 1,000 times more than this small interaction that I've had with him. And if I'm challenging to some people because the way I look is louder, then maybe I'm less of a little bitch boy than I thought. Yes, I visibly cower in the face of any sort of authority. And maybe that's part of the reason why I dress so loudly. Because maybe I'm too scared to challenge stuff with my voice, but I'm not with boas and drag queen jewelry and makeup and hair. Well, Willy Boy, I do wish you the best of luck. I'm going to keep staring at myself in a mirror in bizarre makeup at midday. Because there's nothing wrong with looking like a clown at noon. There is something wrong with judging someone because of how they look. So choke on that, William.